In this video, I talk about 32 things about me. It's all about me. As I change, well, there is some wrestling in this video. Spoiler alert. You probably noticed in the description box below as well, where I give my top fives for WWF No Mercy, the US version, 1999. But yeah, here is 32 things about me. I currently live in Aberdeen, Scotland, where I've stayed all my life. It has a nice beach when it's warm. I have dyed my hair twice in my life. Those two times were in 2010, over 10 years ago now. I went for the Eminem bleached blonde look. Ended up like Rick Ashley. Wasn't for me. Dyed it back. I was at a swimming club for 10 years when I was a kid. Most of the time there, I just, got up to no good, caused trouble, and sometimes learned to swim. I have been or had wrestling. It's hard to say I'm a fan because I'm not really a fan of today's wrestling. But wrestling, fake fights, professional wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, fake fights, has been in my life for now 29 years this month. Just before I turned 4, nearly 33, still talking about wrestling. Speaking of wrestling, so here is my top 5 for WWF No Mercy 1999, the US version. This was the second No Mercy pay-per-view of 1999. The first one was a UK exclusive pay-per-view several months prior. Jeff Hardy, Edge Christian, Matt Hardy, all came to the table at this show and showed how good stunt people they are, and they're good, great wrestlers in their own right too. But they really came to play here and added some more to why the Attitude Era, why 1999, 1998 was so good. They really made the ladder matches. They took in my opinion, and I love Shawn Michaels. They took the ladder matches to the next level, in my opinion. But since then, they took it to a level where it couldn't be beat. The only way wrestlers tried to beat this was going way over the top and what now looks like just a spot fest with no meanings. At least with Edge Christian, the Dudleys, the Hardys, they had rhythm to these matches. There were still, stunt shows, but they worked. They made them work. And it was at this stage where they weren't done too much, and we still had awesome characters at the main event level, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H. I even mentioned Triple H. Give him his due, but I had a really great mix. This timeline of wrestling, you had the stunt show, usually in the middle of the card. You had the undercard even felt, they even had Crash Holly. He always felt important on the show. They had something for everyone, regardless of main event, mid card, opening, the hardcore 24/7 thing. And then the main event, Steve Austin, The Rock, two of the biggest stars ever. What more could you want? So my top 5 for No Mercy: Christian in 5th place, Edge in 4th, Jeff Hardy 3rd, and the top 2 spots go to the main event of No Mercy, which was one of the better Triple H Austin matches. Involved The Rock at the end and a sledgehammer. This would be Stone Cold Steve Austin's last pay-per-view match until No Mercy the year later, as Austin would go out injured not long after this show. Solid No Mercy pay-per-view the first US edition. I was nicknamed Brainy at primary school, believe it or not. And if you look further back to my old videos, you'll see I used to start some of the videos with a brainy production at the start. I went to see the Super Mario Brothers movie in 1993 when I was 5. To this day, I've not had quite a cinema experience like it. I will go on record and say that's the best film I've ever seen in the cinema. I've been to the United States of America 4 times in my life. The first was in 1994, Houston, Texas. The second was Orlando, Florida in 2000. The third was for WrestleMania 25 in 2009. And my last appearance, and probably last ever appearance there, was in 2018. I'm a horrible singer. Someone once said I sang like a politician. Despite living in Scotland, the UK for all my life, like I've said, I've only visited England a few times in my life. Once was in Blackpool, once was in Manchester, where I got a tour of Coronation Street, and actually got a tour of Old Trafford, even though I don't like Manchester United. I ended up getting a tour of Old Trafford. I've also been in London twice, and one time being when I was lost for 8 hours. That was fun. Not. I've supported Rangers most of my life up until this year for various reasons. I've just I can't be bothered with football anymore, including Rangers. Never thought I'd say that, but I feel like despite me defending them through the good times, the bad times, I just have no time for football in my life anymore. I think 2020 with the empty. I mean, I've looked at the empty arena, empty crowd games, and they're just not the same anymore. As football's been exposed a bit. If I have to label myself, I say I'm bi. But I do prefer women these days, and I'm still single, by the way. Any single women out there? I got kicked out of school, secondary school, when I was 17. My run there came to an abrupt end. Like I said, I visited Orlando, Florida. During my time there, I went to SeaWorld. And I've always had a fascination with killer whales, even though they absolutely terrify me. I remember when I was there, I didn't go too close to them. I was a nervous wreck. They used to pick people to go up and pat the whale. I was like, I just had it in my head they were going to pick me. The camera was going to go on me. But I just find them so, even though I'm nervous of them and scared of them, I find them beautiful creatures and very, very fascinating, very intelligent. They are killer whales. I've been battling my demons. I've had mental health problems, good, bad, since 2001, but fortunately, I go on top of my demons. And at the start of 2020, my mind was at the best place it's ever been. But yeah, I'm not shy of any of my past. I've had my fair share of mental health problems. The sorest pain I've ever had in my life physically was when I dislocated my elbow. It didn't tickle. Did I mention I like fleeces? I'm a shy person deep down. I can put on a performance for YouTube and when I'm in certain social situations, but deep down I'm quite a shy, private guy, believe it or not. Not many get to see the real me, if you will. I'm quite a shy guy. I never did make it to a university, which looking back on, I'm very glad of now. I did attend a college, if you will. I went to a sports course, and then a few years after that, went to an acting course. Didn't last long at either, and well, the acting one was definitely a waste of time, in my opinion. I've actually worked. Yes, believe it or not, Paul Michael David Baines had a job. Had a few jobs actually. My first was as a cleaner. I later served the last customer in Woolworths, and other jobs since the wonder of Woolworths have been in offices. Worked for the NHS and oil company, which I probably shouldn't name, but yeah, I've actually worked. I never asked for money on here. This is not a job. I've never treated this as a job. I know some people do, and that's their perspective. But to me, this was a hobby. I did want to be famous when I first joined here, I will admit. But that was when I was 22, young and stupid. Now I couldn't think of anything worse. As mentioned in my videos, I've always had a soft spot for the Halloween franchise, and my first Halloween film experience in the cinema was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007. I really hated it then and rewatched it quite recently and still really dislike that movie. It's not very good. I didn't start going out on nights out until I was nearly 21. I've still not had many beers, not had many wines, don't like either. And when I did eventually start going out, it was always orange VKs, the drinks that would taste more like soft drinks than actual alcohol drinks. But I did make up for the lack of nights out between 18 and 21. I was out literally every weekend from 21 onwards. Even got banned from the place for having wrong opinion for 2 years. I've been on a. They invited me back, of course, 2 years later, and but I ended up going on a self ban this time from that specific place since July of 2019. I've ever mentioned I've attended a WrestleMania before, WrestleMania 25. Yeah, I think I've mentioned that at least 25 dozen times on here. But apart from that, I've not really attended much wrestling shows in person. And the ones I've attended, the live shows, well, it's kind of hard attending wrestling. Here's my excuse. It's kind of hard. I'm not made of money. I've not had good jobs. Been unemployed a bunch of times. I haven't had money to go and travel to America to attend fake fights. But the ones I have attended, the live shows, didn't think they were great. The last one I attended, I didn't even want to go to, was an NXT show that was with my younger cousin. He didn't even like it, and I thought it was absolute garbage. I joined YouTube and created the PMDB video series over 10 years ago now. This is my 1687th video altogether. And you can watch them all in a gigantic playlist in the description box below. 17 volumes, 100 in each of those volumes. There's links to every video I've ever did on here. I've never been in a actual relationship with a woman or man. Um, from a preferred men, I never found a boyfriend, and 26 onwards, I've been looking for a girlfriend, not had one. I've done things where we say we're in a relationship online, and it kind of isn't real. And then I've had extended dates, what I will call in the past, but I've never had this messy breakup or because I've never had a partner. I'm still looking. Obviously, I've been looking in the wrong places, but yeah, I've never ever been in a actual relationship. I have an eye condition I can never pronounce. KC vision for short, keratoconus. Well, I pronounced it there. Yes, I've been wearing lenses since I was 19. Only wear the one lens just now because my other one broke or lost. But as long as I can see out one of my eye, I'm all good. I don't moan about things. I never really bring it up because there's people a lot worse off than me. But yeah, I without a contact lens, my vision is not great. When I look back at my life, my favorite times of my life were without doubt the early to mid 90s. I was full of energy when I was really young and really excited about life. Had a great loving family, my mum's side at least. I grew up without a father. He's never been in my life. He's not dead. People assume he's dead because I never mention him, but no, just one of those statistics of fatherless homes, and that's all there is to it. Um, but I would say 90s, and I look back at years like 2013 and 2016 as really 2013. I was had a probably my best job to date and had a great social life at the time, even though a lot of those friends looking back were fake and were using me for rounds of drinks. But still, I was out, had money, and yeah, it was good times. 2016, I thought was a great year for me personally, and as the year I started to develop more of an open mind on things, let's just say. One of the things that irritates me about being on YouTube is people saying, "Oh, if you had a job, you wouldn't be able to do videos." Well, I have worked when I've been on YouTube. In fact, one of the times I made the most videos in a month was when I was working a full-time office job, had a great social life at the time. God, I miss those days, and was able to put out 53 videos in that time period. No bother. So yeah, it's just like pe- people on YouTube get looked down upon by people who don't get or never made videos before. But hey, I managed to do this hobby because I don't watch the television, I don't play video games, and YouTube is my hobby, and I managed to do 53 videos in the space of a month with a full-time job and a great social life. I still managed to do the hobby I sometimes love to do. The worst year of my life, apart from this year, which is probably most people's worst year ever, was 2015. That's when my demons were on top of me the most. Uh, and yeah, it was a hellish year, mental health wise. But since then, the year after that was much, much better. My mind opened up, and I've been so evolved and been so much more of a stronger person since then. But yeah, 2015 for me personally was my darkest year. I've not had a haircut since 2016, November 2016 to be exact. I have been a best man once. I was best man to my friend called Ross, and he was, we've basically literally known each other since the very, very start. He got me into damn fake fights wrestling. It's your fault, Ross. Anyways, it was it was a great honor, and that wedding took place in Italy, and yeah, it was especially with what we're going through right now. That was another great time of my life. That whole experience. I haven't been live on YouTube for since July, June or something. The last live I did, it got taken down. I had to appeal it, and since then and I won my appeal. But the thing is, I just can't be bothered going through if stuff like that's going to happen, again. So I have, just I was already phasing my live streams out, anyways. But I don't think I'll be live again on here. But I didn't actually go live or socialize as much on or much at all on YouTube until 2018, over 8 years into my run of making videos. I'd made 1,004 uploads, all creations of mine, and I just decided the time was now to go live. And I do miss my live streams, but of course, to bring problems more than the uploads seem to bring, with trolls and whatnot. But I would go live if I felt the it was secure and I wouldn't have any problems, but um, in my gut, I don't think that would be the case. So yeah, I do miss the lives, but they're not going to come back anytime soon. I've not owned a smartphone for about 4 years now. Still never used Snapchat. I'm a missing out. Doesn't sound like I'm missing out. Sounds like a waste of time to me.